Okay, I got a phone call at 5:30 this morning. I don't know how to do this. Okay, well, I'll be in shortly and just threw my clothes on and to work. Got there 7:30. Took care of the prime rib. Took care of all the other stuff. I'm just tired. My whole team is tired. We're all tired. Hi. I'm just tired, but you know what drives me holidays? Went up to my boss and complained about the prime rib being tough. And he's like looking at me, and I'm like looking at him, and I'm like, what? Um, well, is it tough? What grade of meat is this? I go, it's choice. Why are you asking me this question? Hey, Viper. Hey, Tiger. And so I'm like, okay, so this person complains all the time, complains about everything. Well, anyway, you know, dinner is box dinner, which is sandwich, chips, and dessert, and soda, and all that other hogwash, right? So here we are. Shelly and I are putting the boxes together. Everybody else has gone home for the night, with the exception to the dishwasher. And that one resident that complains about everything, he's like circling the empty table where we had the buffet set up, and it's like just complaining and complaining and complaining. And there's other people that are waiting out in the hallway or waiting out in the lobby for the box lunch or box dinners to be brought out. Hey, Greg. And he's like, yeah, they're late. They're just terribly late, and this is ruining my day. And I'm like, and I finally, and this was when I was starting to take stuff out to the table. When we were taking stuff out to the table, and I finally turned around. I'm like, look, we sacrificed our holiday to cook you guys a beautiful buffet luncheon or brunch. We've been very busy. Some of us here for 14 hours. We're trying our best to get everything done. And he just looks at me and he doesn't say anything. But it's like, you know, yeah, we cooked salmon and prime rib, and macaroni and cheese was requested, so I made my macaroni and cheese, which is a pretty spectacular macaroni and cheese. And candied carrots and asparagus, mashed potatoes, my gingerbread cake, you know, hey Mason. And I'm like thinking to myself, and here I am up at 5:30 in the mother freaking morning because I've got a cook that's having a meltdown because she's never cooked prime rib before, even though I left the instructions. And so I'm getting my happy out up. Didn't go to bed till almost 1 o'clock in the morning last night. Didn't get home till almost 10. Right? And so I'm exhausted. I'm freaking exhausted. And I'm like, you know what? Sorry, not sorry. I'm tired of all the little snipey comments. And I just got to say something. I feel a little better now, but, you know. I bent my lip, so now my lip is bleeding. But yeah, so, you know, I cooked this beautiful, my team cooked this beautiful brunch for them, right? And all these snipey little comments from this one person, and I'm like, look, you know, what I really wanted to say was, look, you mofo. Here I am, I'm stressing out trying to figure out, is McDonald's going to be open by the time I get home? Am I able to have that kind of a dinner on Christmas Eve? Because I'm here cooking more dinner. Is like, you ungrateful mofo. Oh, crap. There goes my wine, my case of wine. Just hit the back of my seat. So, Merry freaking Christmas to everybody, you know. Hey, Demoose. I hope everybody else is having a better Christmas than me. Because I sure as shit didn't deserve this nonsense. You know. Do they think that food just magically appears on the table? Text me what? I don't know. Okay. I don't know if I'm back. Okay. I don't know if I'm back. I don't know where I left off. But, you know, I don't know where I left off. But, you know, my team sacrificed their Christmas Eve to put together this beautiful meal. And I'm really disappointed and a little bit pissed off, because it's like, not at my job, I'm just pissed off at this one resident, because it's like he's complaining and that, oh, well, this is ruining my day. Why don't we have our box dinners yet? I want to go to my room and watch my shows. I can't watch my shows. No, you dick. You can go to your room, watch your shows, and come back at the appropriate time to come and get your damn lunch or your box dinner. That's exactly what it is. Hey there, Nina. Yeah, so he's been circling the frickin' table since like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, complaining about box dinners. It's like, we just got done eating brunch. And I just try to ignore him, and it's like, God, I finally just lost it, you know. I just finally lost it. No cuss words, didn't yell, but what I really wanted to say was, you know, you're lucky. You guys for your brunch, and meanwhile, here we are, we're cleaning up after everything and putting together box dinners on Christmas Eve when we could be at home with our families, but no, we're not. And now I'm stressing out over whether or not McDonald's is going to be open by the time I get home, or are they going to be closing or closed? And I smell like food and sweat and ungrateful. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't freaking know. Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure. I have tomorrow off. I had to request it off, but I gave ample notice. I gave ample notice that I needed it off because, you know, family. But because last Christmas was stupid. Last Christmas was horrific. The Christmas before that was even worse. I don't know. Maybe Christmas will be like my birthday, where we celebrate it on a different day of the year. Maybe we'll celebrate Christmas on my birthday, because we actually celebrate my birthday on Halloween, because my birthday's cursed. I don't know. Anyway, so we had this wind storm that was supposed to hit our area. However, it was a little on the breezy side. Sorry, I think I need to clean my lenses on my back camera, but I figured I'd just point you out the dashboard so you guys can see the beautiful sky. I mean, it's like, you know, and then there's this wall of clouds off in the distance. I'm going to clear it here in a moment, but you know what is exciting is that 167 is open. But there's this wall of clouds. It's really kind of fascinating. As we see, it's just beautiful blue sky here. I can see the moon up there. Up in just the top there is the little speck up there is the moon. Here's the wall of clouds coming up at us. I think the storm is starting to roll in. I can actually feel it. My ears have been popping. I've had a terrible stabbing head pain in the left side of my head, and that's where I get we're headed for a storm headaches is on the left side, as opposed to the right side where I had brain surgery. So, oh, that's a really dirty lens. Anyway, so just really kind of bummed because it's like 90 something odd residents, and everybody was so appreciative of what we did. You know, they loved the food. I'm gonna clean my lens. This is driving me nuts. Hang on a second. I'll wipe it on my pants a little bit. Maybe that'll be, oh, that's a little better. Although that solar flare lens effect is actually kind of cool. But anyway, just the one resident had to ruin what could have been a beautiful little event that I was actually kind of looking forward to. You know, because I love events. I love cooking for events. But that just soured me on it. I don't want to do any more events. Or if I do, maybe I'll just do just the very bare minimum and just call it a day. I don't know what to do. But anyway, I just wanted to pop on real quick, and finally headed for home. Been at it a long time today. Just tired. Yeah, so I think our storm is going to be late. You can already tell by the way that the clouds are starting to stack. So as we get around this corner and come up onto the flats, the texture of the clouds just says, we're going to have a bad windstorm. Originally they said it was supposed to be 10 a.m. this morning till 7 p.m. and then it got changed to 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then back to 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now it's like, it just says high wind advisory or high wind warning. I think they gave up trying to predict the windstorm. But apparently this is coming up at us from the south, I guess. I don't know. Southwest. So I was kind of hoping to go live when I got home, you know, wrap some Christmas gifts, maybe open up to a panel and just hang out and chit chat on Christmas Eve. But I think I'm just a little too wasted right now. Just too long. So I figured, okay, we'll just do a live drive. So I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. However way you celebrate it. Timmy and I are orphans. We're going to go over to see the kids and grandkids tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. It's kind of funny how the youngest grandkid, two of them are not blood related, but we just call them the grandkids. We just call them all the grandkids. Step, whatever. I don't like that term. So it's the kids, the grandkids. We treat them all the same. Hey, Katie. She called me Banana on Thanksgiving. It was so cute. Bonus grandkids, yeah. So I'm the bonus grandma. Yeah, and she called me Banana. Bo-nana. Bonus Nana. Yeah, they're all family, exactly. And it's just cool because Bex is now, she's now 4, so she's pretty articulate for a 4-year-old. Some kids you can barely understand a word they say. This one, she just talks your ear off, and she's very articulate. And the oldest, she's a bookworm. Wow, these clouds just look pretty menacing. Turn the camera that way a little bit so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Keep an eye out for UFOs, guys. today was just a weird ass day. A lot of traffic out here. Passing the east side of Carpenito, the pumpkin patch, and it looks like it's starting to really dry out. It's more toward the middle of the acreage than, you know, from freeway to the little mini highway there. There's a lot of bare spots. What's going to be really funny is the pumpkins that floated down river there. If they bust open and start spreading seeds and they germinate there on the riverbank, we could have pumpkins growing on the riverbank. That would be kind of funny. I'm just tired of these storms. Just so fed up. Hoping that we don't get hit again. Officer friendly. Everybody slowed down. So we will see here. Where is Officer Friendly? Just pulled out. I think he's behind me. There's going to be a lot of them out on patrol around here. They're going to be out looking for DUIs. So, if you're thinking about going out and partying, take a designated driver or take an Uber home or walk home. Don't drink and drive. People want to be able to celebrate the holidays with their loved ones. It's pretty selfish to go out and drink and drive and potentially unalive some people that didn't consent to that. Besides, nothing says this situation sucks more than being, oh wow, look at all the birds. All these starlings are just all over the damn place. There's got to be at least a couple hundred birds up there. Nothing quite says your life is screwed when you have to spend some time in a city or county jail for DUI. Never been in jail before, don't do it. It's not worth it. Seriously, hey onesies. Seriously contemplated going back to work at the jail, though. Seriously contemplated it. At least, you know, for the holidays, at least those guys were like, you know, really appreciative and nobody complained. They were just happy as piss to get, you know, a special meal. God dang. I told my boss, this is the toughest cut of meat. And my boss turns to me and goes, what grade is that? Was that prime rib? I go, there were 4. We bought 4. I bought 4, and a choice, because that's all that's all we could afford. We couldn't get Wagyu or anything like that. Why? And he's like, well, seems a little tough. I'm like, okay, so 1 out of 4 is tough. You watched me carve it. It's not like I can pick and choose, but I'm telling you, next time around, I'm not buying them through Cisco again. I'm not doing that. I like to be able to shop for my meat. I like to be able to look at them and say, oh, that one's a good one. Oh, that one's a bad one. Hey, Al. When it comes to meat, it's like relying on a food service provider for your meat can be a crapshoot. Just never know just how good or bad it's going to be until you try to cook it off. And it's like, well, maybe you should have cooked it lower and slower. I said, that's not it. That's not it. It was just a bad roast, okay? Give me a break. We bought them through Cisco. What do you expect? Shouldn't trash on Cisco, but I'm going to trash on Cisco. Been wanting to switch to Harbor Food Service. But I just might pick up a meat supplier. Get all the meat through there and just leave all the other extraneous bullshit to Cisco. But also at the same time, it's like it's been looking like absolute garbage. Got a case of iceberg lettuce, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? Why are they all bruised? Oh, I don't know. The joys of being a chef. I think what I need to do is just go home, get myself some really stiff drinks, and get a little tipsy, wrap some gifts, go to bed, maybe sleep in, turn off my phone so nobody can get hold of me, so I can actually sleep in. I'm so exhausted. Alright, what's going on now? Why are we slowing down? Well, I do have leftovers in my car, in a bag. It's probably crushed now because my case of wine just fell down on top of my bag. It's sitting back there. So I probably have macaroni and cheese and prime rib just totally smashed. It's all going in the same place, and it's all going to exit the same place, and I guess it doesn't really matter if it's squished or not. I'm sure Timmy will still eat it. But when it comes to prime rib, what I like to do is I like to slather it with some mustard, and I'll take kosher salt, pepper, granulated onion, granulated garlic, cocoa powder, coffee, like ground coffee, cinnamon, sage, thyme, mix it all together, and just slather it over the top of the prime ribs, and I'll roast off the first hour at 400 degrees, and then reduce it down to 275 and let it ride until the internal temperature is at about 130, and then I'll pull it and let it rest for about an hour. That's on a full prime. So smaller ones, not nearly as long, but it develops a nice, beautiful crust, and it's just so delightful. So that's my signature rub that I make for my prime ribs. You get a nice crust on it. That's the best part, in my opinion. The little crispy critter bits. Tamales sound really good, but I can almost bet you $1 I'll drive by Don Chewy and they're going to be closed. And Crazy Taco, the taco truck, is probably closed too. But I definitely need to sling back a few cocktails. Those clouds just look nasty off in the distance. Not these little poofy ones that are like right there. But look at that sky. Just beautiful. Maybe we'll see Mount Rainier. That would be a beautiful sight to see. Just gotta get around this bend. Whoa, too fast. My back is so trash though. It's like you have to kind of contort yourself a little bit to get stuff in and out of the oven. And it's such a narrow space. You can't just stand in front of the oven and be able to pull what you need. You have to anytime you have to go pull something out of the oven, you have to step off to the side, so it means twisting. And it's like when you've got a sheet pan with a rack on it, and you got prime ribs on it, and you got it, and they're full size. There's two to a sheet. It's like you're trying to pull it out or trying to put it into the oven. I think I tweaked something in my back. It's a little on the painful side. And it's a bad kind of painful. Not going to be able to make it to the chiropractor until Saturday. I don't think we're going to see Mount Rainier. Looks like the clouds have stacked up. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna just end this live because you can't really read the screen and it's kind of irritating. I just wanted to touch base with y'all, say Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday, however way you celebrate it or not celebrate it. You know, if you don't celebrate it, have a great night. And to everybody else that celebrates it, Merry Christmas. And I'll see you out on the YouTube street soon. So much love to y'all. Thanks for coming.